Welcome to Loansanddrones. This is episode 20, and we are here with Steve Boje from BOJ-E-Bikes, Electric Bikes. I met him a couple of weeks ago, and I could not believe the shop that he has in Batavia, Illinois. So with that being said, let's get into it. Steve, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Good.
All right. So what got you into the world of electric bikes?
Oh, well, that's, I'd say my dad ultimately got me into it after 4 years of saying, hey, will you ride bikes with me? I'm like, Dad, I don't want to ride bikes. I got a career. I got a girl. I don't need this. And then one day we bought a house. Me and Sharon bought a house. And put one in there. I tried it. Boom. This is awesome. Why wasn't I doing this 4 years ago?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started, if you want to say my character arc of why I like bikes. But what got me into the business was people need to know about them.
Yeah.
These are awesome tools. We help old people get out there. We help fat people get out there. We help fit people do double.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mission I'm on, is spreading the word of e-bike.
So was the first bike that you got on, was it an e-bike or was it an e-bike?
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, I had bikes as kids, of course. But
sure.
I hadn't ridden maybe since I was like 14, 15. And then I think I was, 25, 27. My dad said, here, try this thing. And it was exhilarating. It was thrilling. Oh, my God, I can go here. I can go there. I can go faster. Uphill's easier, and it became an addicting hobby. We would ride 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's what kind of got into it, was just trying one. And that's the whole pitch at BOJ-E-Bikes, is you got to try them all. Figure out what you like. Once you try it, the bikes sell themselves.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. When I was looking, and that's how we reconnected, is I was looking online, and you can't, it's like buying clothes. You can't fit yourself on a bike or feel what it's like until you actually go try it out. And so a lot of these e-bike stores don't have the product, and you do.
Or they'll just sell one brand, or maybe, hey, you got to buy A, B, or C. That's not what we do. Our goal is finding your bike and my bike and every bike in between. And I don't know, that's what makes us different. We care about the customer. The product is the bike, right? We're not building that ourselves, but we're selling the relationship. We have a service shop to fix and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I get off on tangents of what got me into it was riding the bike. What keeps me in it is riding the bikes. They're fun. If I'm having a bad day, 30 minutes on the bike, come back happier.
How many bikes do you have in your store?
It varies. I like to say we are a carousel of e-bikes, and this is kind of the incentive for a customer to come back often.
Right.
Is, there's a new bike. Oh, there's a new whatever. We have our best sellers in the center, and then we've got kind of things that change on the outside. Probably like 70 bikes you could ride right now. Okay. Across, we currently sell like 27 brands, but there's probably only about 20 of them represented in the showroom. Yeah. Some come and go, and but yeah, it's the super mall for e-bikes.
And what demographics are you going after? Because you did say different people, but so let me just back up. My wife said, I don't want to buy an e-bike because it sounds like geriatric.
Yes. So that is I'm a barrier breaker, and one of the biggest barriers is I don't need that. And you could make that argument. Right. I ride a bike now. Why would I need an e-bike? That's for old people. Oh, that's for whatever it is. And I'd say, what's my target market is that old person. The first person that wants an e-bike is, your dad. My dad in this case. Sure. A little bit older, knees hurting. He wants to ride, but he doesn't want that big hill on the way home. Well, we got rid of that with the great equalizer. You find the right tool, we'll get rid of that hill. And that's the target market. If I was painting a picture, 50s and up, nearing retirement, kids are grown, so they got a little bit more disposable income, and then they're going to have time once they retire. Right. But that's not all who buy bikes. We sold one Zoo's bike to a 14-year-old for his birthday the other day. We get a lot of the moms and dads that want to pull their toddlers around or their smaller children. Then what happens is they love their bikes, and the kids outgrow the trailer, so now the kid needs a kid's e-bike. We're selling kids' e-bikes. Yeah. I'd say everyone needs an e-bike. They just don't know it yet. And we have to find out what that is. But my target market would probably be 50s and up. But we see a lot of across the board. A lot of people get. I
mean, the reason why I came in is, and we were talking about this offline a little bit, but it's getting into the winter months. I have 2 bad knees, and I can't do anything in the winter. So I feel like I'm caved in my house, right? Trapped. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out what winter sport I can use. And the beauty is you have bikes that have big fat wheels. You can get out there as long as like my thing is I'm a convenience guy too. As long as I have the warmth and I can get out there and have fun in the snow, then I'm going to look forward to winter.
Yeah. Well, you hit the nail on the head there talking about a specific purpose for the bike.
Sure.
That's the other target market is, I want to do this. Well, we need the tool for that. I'm not going to put you out on a skinny tire bike. I'm going to put on a fat tire for the winter snow. If you're going to ride on like an icy area, we're going to put studded tires on there. If you're a redundancy freak, we might have 2 motors. So if one fails, the other one takes you home. But then we have to prepare for, making sure the battery maintains in the cold and everything. They're different tools. You're getting out there to do something in the winter, and you said, maybe I said trapped, but you're stuck in the house. What can I do? E-bikes are liberating, and they're liberating in the summer because if you have 30 minutes, you go for fun wind therapy. It's not quite like a motorcycle, but you do get some of that wind therapy feel.
Yeah.
But they're just, it's freedom. And it actually, before we got into the logo with the Bigfoot in there, one of the revisions had like eagle wings. Like, what says freedom? Well, e-bikes are liberating.
Sure. Yeah.
We get people that have a physical stop, and now they can go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting off on a couple tangents.
No.
But they're awesome, and if you want to get into it, we will help you with that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I love the fact that like for us, you're on the river too, where we're at, and we're in St. Charles. We're a little bit north of you, and we're just far enough away where an e-bike would be perfect to go downtown and enjoy life and not sweat at dinner.
Well, and then one of the other flexible uses, if you get an e-bike that has a throttle, this is if you're going to get one like that, some people take them to work or whatever they're going to do, use that throttle. I don't want to sweat on my way there, but then I'm going to ride the bike as a bike and get the workout on the way back.
Yeah, I even thought about that here. We're probably 16 miles away. So, and at the bottom of this, so this is a new space too, by the way, where Union Home has just moved into this space, and they got a lot of great amenities, and one of them is actually a bike underground bike storage. Yeah, so
no way.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm gonna buy a bike from you, or we're probably gonna buy 2 because I'm trying to get my wife into this too, but I want to try riding my bike here. So
it's 16 miles?
Yeah, 16 miles.
So this is different because I know for me it's kind of far to get out here using a highway or whatever we want to go from Batavia. But from St. Charles, I wonder what your best route is. Always plan your ride. And if you are going to do that, we have 2 things we teach people. Never trust a car, head on a swivel. I like when there's a dedicated bike path. So if you had a bike path from your house to here, awesome. Yeah. If there's not, there's going to be stretches of road where you're like, all right, I got to cut it through this intersection, or I got to go through this other street I wasn't expecting to. But plan your route, and then having a place to store bikes is actually the other part of the equation. Everyone's, I got a bike. What do I do with it? Well, you don't want to leave your, $1,500, $4,000, whatever it is. You don't want to leave it out outside. I can't see that from the window. I don't know if someone's stealing it.
Right.
So yeah, that's awesome. You have bike storage. You can do it. 16 miles is nothing on an e-bike.
Right.
Yeah. Even the smallest ones will advertise that type of range.
What's your favorite bike? Can you even say that as being a dealer? Or is
I can, because it changes every year.
Oh yeah,
that's
you
the
did
beauty.
When I was there, you picked up another bike. I've never ridden this bike before.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that was that blue one.
Yeah,
it was a brand new model. Actually, we still haven't even finished our YouTube review of it yet.
Okay,
it's still like in the works. That is the beauty. There's always another bike for a bike addict, but mine right now is the Hemiway D7. It's a full suspension fat bike. I think you'd like it too. I like the super fat tires. Number one, the rolling resistance feels good. You roll over everything. And I'm kind of a big fat guy, so I could ride the big fat bike. And I don't know, it fits my personality. I don't go for the skinny tire ones too often. But there's a bike for every application, and who knows, I might have something different next year. But that's what I got for now, and I finally got my wife into getting a fat tire too.
Yeah.
She had the standard 2-inch classic beach cruiser. Yeah. Looks beautiful. Pee Wee Herman would love it.
Oh my gosh.
And then when we ride together, because I got the fat bikes, my dad does, my brother, we're making our own trails. We're going here, we're going there. And she couldn't really do that on hers. So this year she got one of those. Hoping to get her out on some more adventurous rides.
So the other question I was going to ask too is that I'm sure you're getting busier with gas prices. Did you see an uptick
last year that came up all the time.
Really?
Even though gas prices are still high, just no one's talking about it, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Last year, I could save X amount if I get one of these. And that was a big thing. I'm going to save $300 a month in gas. I can just commute to work. We do serve a lot of commuters. you mentioned the target market, but commuters is probably like 2 or 3 on the list.
Yeah.
We get some guys going some long distances on different style bikes. So gas prices could help. Also, we see a lot of, all right, my kid's growing up. I want to get a car for him to get to work or to his friend's house. Or I can just buy a $1,000 bike. You don't want to spend too much money because they might not respect it. Granted, it's not cheap, but you don't get them the Rolls Royce for their first e-bike. You get them something very basic. And now they could put off buying a car until they're 18 maybe instead of 16.
Yeah.
So, I'd say there's a little bit of that direct transport in there, but largely it's a hobby-based. I'm into biking. I want to go places. Get an e-bike.
Totally. Let's talk about the model and the experience people have when they come into your store.
Well, I'd say that's what makes us different is the model is we don't care about the bike brands. We care about the shopper.
Yeah.
And it's about finding your tool and doing it at your pace. We don't believe in pushy sales at all. In fact, I've been told to be pushier. That's not what we do. The goal is you come to the decision when you're ready. We're here to sell it to you whenever that is, and then we're here to service it after. But we do that. I use the equation where like a Baskin-Robbins, you could get that little wooden spoon full of whatever flavor it is you want to try. Oh, that one looks good. I'll try that. And after you've tried a few of them, you kind of get the picture. Okay, this is how the pedal assist works. This is how a throttle might work. We're trying to hone in what size tire do you need? What motor output do you need? Size battery, seating position, and then comfort. So 98% is fine on the bike. The last 2 is comfort. Physical limitations. We had a guy, he loved the Mach Wheel Obsidian.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
As did I.
That's kind of why I'm bringing it up. So it had a left thumb throttle on there. He loved everything about the bike, but he didn't have a left thumb. We were able to contact the manufacturer. Say, hey, can we put a twist throttle on there? The sales director goes, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Give me 10 minutes. He goes, takes a bike, takes the throttle, plugs it in, makes sure it works. He's like, yeah, we could do that for you. So he shipped it on out. He actually shipped it to the customer's house because he came from 3 hours away to buy that bike.
Yeah.
And he shipped it to the house, got it rolling, loved it. And that's kind of like, it's all about finding your bike and don't let physical limitations stop you. So I'd say the shopping experience is very customer-centric. We encourage you to try. And the big thing is we break down barriers. Your wife didn't do it, but a lot of people come in, they see this first bike here with a 2-inch tire, looks like the bike they had growing up. Oh yeah, I want that. And they just stick to that. But if you have the courage to try this like other one over here, you might find out you love that. So that's one of my favorites. When someone comes in, I want this one here, and then they buy that one way over there. Well, why? Well, it fit me better. It felt right. It took away my anxiety or my fear of falling, and that is what we do. And then I feel bad if we get it wrong because I give customers the opportunity to put 4 miles, 5 miles on every bike in the building until they know what they want.
Yeah.
And if you buy the wrong bike, it hurts my feelings. Like, this business is here so you don't do that. That's what my dad kept doing.
Yeah.
Oh, buy another bike. It was great, but it didn't do this or it didn't do that.
Right.
So that's the shopping experience. It's customer-based. We might have brands we prefer individually, but that's not part of the sales pitch. You can ask the sales rep their opinion, but the company model is, figured out.
Well,
yourself.
yeah, everybody's different. Every shoe fits differently on everybody, and it's the same with the bike. And and like you said, you nailed it on the head with what's your purpose, what's your why are you buying the bike?
Well, that's one of the first questions I ask. Why do you want to ride?
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to get outside. Well, I got plenty of get outside bikes. Oh, but there's this big hill on the way home. Well, that's good to know because you might need a little bit of power for that hill.
Right.
I don't really want to pedal. I just want to cruise. Well, then we're going to teach you how to discern all the specs you read online. If they said 60 to 80 miles, but you're just going to use it like a scooter, you're not getting 60 to 80 miles. We're going to temper those expectations. And that's a lot from our own personal experiences and then other shoppers. Now that they're on our 4th year of the retail front, we've helped probably 1,200, 1,500 people by now. And they all have different feedback they give us along the way. And we might repurpose that to tell someone else about Joe's experience or Tim's experience with this bike. But
yeah, going back to the experience piece, my personal experience was, and mind you, I used to ride Harleys. So like I know how to ride a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I was still nervous when I walked in because I didn't know you just don't know if the thing's going to take off on you or if you're going to fall. It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's an angst that goes along with that, even if you're the most experienced biker. What Steve does is he'll go on with you. And the coolest part I thought was that you had a helmet that had speakers in it that we could actually talk back and forth. And you're like, all right, let's try the throttle. So there is a whole experience. It's like a fine wine experience, I think.
Well, thank you. That's kind of what we're going for. And I guess I left some of that out. But yeah, it isn't just ride the bike. We're going to show you how it works.
Sure.
We're going to go along with you. And actually, most people in the beginning, just like you said, you're a little timid by the new thing. I need my feet flat on the ground. Well, you can do that, but that's a terrible pedal stride. You'll change that real quick. So we do what we call the handling test. We just go over by City Hall, use their parking lot.
Yep.
Once you pass that and you're confident, awesome. But usually over there, you're like, oh yeah, raise the seat height up.
Right.
Now it pedals better. Once we cross over, we'll do the speed test, where it's meant about playing with all your electric gears, play with all your electric assist, mechanical gears. And those talking helmets make it fun because you can ask me questions on the fly.
Right.
And if you bring a big group, we will go out with 5 of us, and we'll just keep trading bikes. So hop off of a bike that has mechanical brakes, then try one with hydraulics.
Yeah.
Try a 500 watt, then a 750. And my problem is I don't shut up about bikes. So I have to bite my tongue, or else I'll just blah, 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 telling people stuff. It's like, I'm trying to ride this thing. Let me experience this. I don't want to just hear you talking. But those helmets were the game changer for us.
Yeah.
Really, we didn't have those the first probably 5-6 years we rode. That was a product we found at having the business.
Yeah.
And I can't live without that thing.
No, I thought
pick
it was
my daughter
great.
from school. She sits with me. I still put the walkie-talkie helmet on.
Really?
If I don't turn it on, I can't hear you. It's just that convenient. If you're riding together, you don't have to slow down and get next to each other to say, "Hey, we're going to turn right up here."
Yeah.
And in the moment, hey, there's a pothole. We saw a fight break out on the trail once. Literally a fist fight. I saw it start. Sharon was stuck 3 bikes back. Hey, there's a fight. Hey, there's a fight. She's just riding around, had no clue.
Yeah.
And then she saw it. She throttled out of there. Get me away from here.
Oh, okay.
And that's also why I'll always be a big advocate of the on-demand throttle.
Yeah.
It's a tool, and tools give you the opportunity to do things. In this case, it was get away from danger. Usually it's get through the intersection or up the hill. But some people do use it as, now I got a scooter. And you can totally do that. They have that purpose, especially if you have a bad knee.
Yeah.
Hey, my knee's hurting right now. It's like 5 minutes just hitting that throttle. Don't slow the whole group down.
Right.
But
yeah, that's the beauty. Because I used to do Ironman racing, and I've taken a lot of lonely ride homes because of the fact that I got left from the group.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things that couples, different demographics, young, old, can all ride together and stay together.
That's like the great equalizer. That's a term I copied from a customer in 21. He's like, "Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
My dad could go. My son can go." And that's what these tools are. We're now a group, and we all have something that makes us capable of riding together. But yeah.
So my daughter's 5. What's the earliest age? Because she's already talking about it. After we went to the store, she's like, "When can I get my bike?" I'm gonna try to get her. I tried taking her out and taking the training wheels off, and she didn't pedal by herself yet.
Okay.
And when she gets done, because I took the towel and put it around her, and when she gets done, she goes, "When am I getting my bike?" I'm like, "You got to master this one first." So
it's interesting you bring that up because number one, right now she can get any bike, right? She has the skills, and if you want her to get that route, we hear that all the time. Oh, well, those kids need to pedal. Well, yeah, everyone needs to pedal. Bikes have pedals; they're not meant to be scooters,
right?
But the argument is, well, that's what I did as a kid. Up until X age, we're running around with the friends at the park. We're going to the ding dong ditches, of the houses. We're riding through the cemeteries on our bikes, and it's just a bike, a way to get you around. The e-bike gives you a different potential because now you can get up to speed. You can maybe get yourself in a different situation. And parents are bringing the kids around. How soon can they get them? Well, there's bikes for 4 to 8-year-olds, 8 to 12-year-olds. Once you're 5 feet tall, you just buy an adult bike. But I would say make sure she can handle the bike first. My daughter right now is good on a trike. She's perfect. She rides around the shop all day. Right now she's practicing on the bike by kind of getting used to the weight because we did add that battery and motor, and now it's not a 10-pound bike. It's a 30-pound bike.
Right.
She's only a 50-pound kid. So you got to figure out how to manage that.
Right.
And
it's like having a little motorcycle. Right?
It can be.
To a degree.
The M word, as I like to call it, we don't bring up too much because they're completely different.
Yeah.
You said you had some experience in the back, so maybe you could tell me how your experience was. But motorcycles got 100 horsepower.
Sure.
In Illinois, to be legally a bike, which is an e-bike, 750 watts is 1 horsepower. They're not the same.
Not the same.
But they have some similarities.
Right.
And you still get that dopamine rush that, wow, this is fun. I'm in the wind. I'm in the sun.
Right.
And that's really, we could talk all about the health and getting kids out and stuff, but the sun and the wind is why people get out and ride. It's therapy. But bringing your daughter around, I would say right now there's a couple bikes we could try her on. But if she can't do 2 wheels yet with no help, I'd wait. But I don't know. I bought my daughter an e-bike last year, and she hit that on-demand throttle the first time, and it scared the crap out of her.
Yeah.
And we were in the showroom. We weren't outside. So
Sure.
the next time we're going to practice, we're going to do it in a big grass field.
Yeah.
Put some pads on, and go ahead, fall.
Yeah.
It's okay. You got to pick yourself back up.
Right. Well, when you said grass, I'm like thinking of the time when you were taking me out and with the Fat by the Obsidian, which I'm in love with this bike. It's a Cadillac. For me, it's like the Cadillac on all the bikes we tried. It hit the grass and it glided across without any bumps. I'm like, this thing is awesome.
So, and that's why it's fun that you've gone through the experience and then we can have this conversation, because those are things I don't think about when you ask the question. If we're on fat bikes, I won't tell people. I'll just veer off into the grass and the rocks and see if they follow me.
That's what happened. I was like, where's he going? Where is he going?
Oh, I got to follow the guy. And well, it allows you to experience the bike.
Sure.
Every bike is fun when it's flat and it's paved. You know, it's completely easy to use, but I bought it to hit trails or do things. The only thing we really don't do is jump them too much. There's not too many e-bikes that say, hey, jump me.
Right.
But we will hit grass, we'll hit hills, bumps, maybe some curbs. But that is part of that experience, to see if you'll follow me. And then we'd use that as an opportunity to teach the trail etiquette, which, because we were just kind of swapping bikes, we didn't want to leave the family too far behind. We didn't actually go hit the Fox River Trail too much.
Right.
In there, especially if you're younger, we got to teach you, on your left, announce when you're passing, especially if you have a bike with an on-demand throttle, go slow.
Sure.
There's a family, a walker. That's actually one of the threats to the business. Regulation. I'll get those e-bikes out of the trail. It's like, well, it's not the e-bikes. It's just a bad judgment call on a person. Let's shame them a little bit.
Right, right.
And that's coming. They're putting speed limit signs on the trail next year.
There's always a little judgment when it comes to cyclists on the road.
I know all about that, because those are the first guys that want to hate.
Yeah.
And I used to think we were oil and water. That first year in business, I used to turn away regular bikes. You brought a regular bike here? Get out of here. Go to that bike shop. I don't need you. And that was because that happened to us for years as consumers. My dad would bring it to the bike shop. Oh, we don't work on that. What do you mean you don't work on flat tires? And you'll find that still today, even at some of the e-bike shops.
Yeah.
They'll sell you an e-bike, but if they didn't sell you that one, they won't work on it. They'll come to BOJ-E-Bikes.
Okay.
I am the stray cat collector. Every e-bike that gets not cherry-picked at all the other shops comes to ours.
Okay.
And, sorry, I'm 2 layers away from where we're starting on this. Throwing back through, I'm pretty good at this.
No, I like how you brought up the stray cat and the fact that you guys will take other bikes in that, because where we were going with it was cyclists.
Yeah. Once you said the regular bikes, we'd turn them away. Now we try to help everyone. Oil and water. That's what I wanted to get to. Thank you for the reminder, Bill.
Yeah.
I thought the pure cyclists, the spandex wearing 30-man group taking up the road, those guys would never want to come to my bike shop. And that's the way we treated it that first year. And then we learned that every one of those guys left someone behind. Their wife, their best friend, their old riding buddy, they all gave up because of life. I lost the free time. I lost the ability. My body hurts. You put them on an e-bike, it's a great equalizer. Now they can ride with that guy who's full spandex, ready to go.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
When we do fight with them, because that does happen sometimes, you get some abrasive guys that just show up in the shop ready to poo-poo. The last, if I want to say my my ace in the hole is, you're going to need it eventually. People age out. Our bodies can't do what our mind wants us to do.
Sure.
And the e-bike is a tool. I have a 93-year-old guy on a recumbent bike that's still out there riding every day. I just met another 92-year-old on a 2-wheel bike the other day. That's crazy for most people to even think of.
Yeah.
And, stay outside. Stay happy. Get closer to God. There's some sun, some wind.
I love that.
But those pure cyclists, they'll eventually come over to our side, but it's only if they're open-minded. And that is what we do in the shop. We literally have people that, I don't want to try it, but I'm here for my wife.
Right.
And then we'll still just come out, just take this one. She wants to try that.
Mine's opposite. My wife didn't want to try it, but I wanted to try it. We also have a pretty good age difference too, so there you go. I'm hitting that 50 range.
Yeah. Well, that could be the knees, for you. But either way, you won't feel.
Thanks.
50
I appreciate it.
I'll
pay you later.
You don't look fit. In fact, I was shocked when we said, it might be a birthday present.
Yeah. So from that, I appreciate you just have such a great demeanor, and this is what I was feeling when we were going through the experience at BOJ-E-Bikes. And you just know how to make somebody feel comfortable in that world, which it is weird. You're crossing over from just regular manual to they're throwing this other component in the mix, and it can be pretty anxious for people to get into this.
Anxious for a lot, like you mentioned it yourself, but like my 30-year-old cousin at our grand opening, she's afraid. I don't know. She's on like the girliest bike we got. This is the least intimidating thing I can show you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
5 minutes later, big smile. I need one of these. Tell Adam to buy me one.
I know,
like,
right? Once they get comfortable.
Well, that is why test drives are free. We will work to break down those barriers, and then we'll kind of make our own observations. I say we, the sales team. It's not just me anymore.
Yeah.
The business is now up to, I think there's like 12 of us working, but there's like 7 full-timers. Each of my sales guys knows what I'm trying to do, which is don't push anybody, kind of help them soul search and figure it out. But we'll break down those barriers. We'll get you out there. And once you've tried a couple, you're like, oh, I need this.
Yeah.
We're going to help you get that.
Yeah. We're at the point of the show where I'm going to ask you three random questions.
All right.
So, first question, what's the best piece of advice you've ever heard?
We are our own harshest critics.
Really?
So this has helped me a lot tremendously, even now doing this. There's a camera there. I'm afraid of cameras. Is my hair good? Is my beard good? I went through all this effort for it. I'm the only guy that cares about that.
Yeah.
Why worry about it?
Right.
You're going to have all that stress and anxiety about the what ifs. And just stop. Just breathe. Be present. I'd say that is probably my favorite piece of advice because I still use that.
Yeah.
That was given to me when I worked at the engineering firm by the CFO. He was like, just chill. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. Like,
that's great. I mean, so many people, and we wake up in the morning and you're looking in the mirror and you go, okay, I just me and you today. But sometimes I don't like the person I see. Right. And you got to get past that.
All you do. There's no, what do you do? Cower up and sit in the corner and don't live life?
Right.
I gotta live life. So I'd say that's probably the best one just because I can think of it and I still rely on it. But I probably got 15 others if we were going to keep going on piece of advice.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, that's a good speed dating question there.
Yeah. Nice. Number 2, if you could be anywhere on the planet today, where would it be? Besides this awesome podcast.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed at number one, how cool it looks, how it feels. The stress isn't there like it normally is if there's cameras around.
Yeah.
Where could I be? So is this just me or is it me in the business?
Just you. We want to know Steve.
That's tough because I feel like I am the business at this point. Still somewhere warmer. My family's all here in Illinois, so I've stayed here. But if I had to go somewhere, I haven't been enough places to really pick that.
Really?
I'm not well traveled.
Is there any place you ever dreamed about to go to? Like, if you could, maybe. How about this? Maybe, where would you take an e-bike? There you go.
An easy one.
There you go.
Bentonville, Arkansas.
Bentonville, Arkansas. Yeah. Why is that?
It is a bike town.
The
entire town is bikeable. They have all these tiers of trails. And like, I never did
Bentonville,
ski.
okay.
So
yeah.
I just learned about this from a customer that moved down there. He's like, hey, you should come down here. It's a bike town. That's on my wish list of things to do. Like, it's one for the business, right?
Yeah.
It's a business expense. We're taking our bikes down there. We'll film it. We'll tell people about it. But yeah, that's the answer for sure.
All right. So
I've never been there. I want to go.
There's a real estate agent that moved down there. I don't know how close he is, but Pat Turley, you're going to get an e-bike. You got to get an e-bike from this guy. But he's down there in Arkansas. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, I'd say that's the winner because there's if you're skilled, like if I brought my boys with me, we'll go on a harder trail. If I brought my family with me, we'll go on an easier trail.
Yeah.
And there's a bikeable building there.
Are you serious?
It's like 6 stories and you can ride your bike to the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the bill?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
And I hear it costs a lot of money to join.
Really? Yeah. Okay. All right. Easy question. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Local shout out to your favorite pizza joint.
Well, Louis Angelo's in Batavia.
Really? Louis Angelo's?
They have been making, we would go in and buy slices, just like ones or twosies for us. Now we order the whole pizza and we all eat the slices. Whatever, they're using a different oven than the other one around. Otherwise, we like the Rosati's in South Elgin.
So we do the Rosati's too, but I'm going to try the other one.
Well, they're all different. This is the thing. Rosati's are kind of franchised, so you don't always get the same experience.
Right.
But I've always just kind of been a pizza guy, and once you're into the finer pizzas, they're not just cheese.
It's
you can have crazy stuff on them. Yeah, it's
whole
a flexible
world.
food.
Whole different world. Well, I appreciate you joining us today. How can people find you if they wanted to contact you?
Yeah, so obviously you can come on down to our shop, BOJE-E-Bikes, in downtown Batavia. That's about 30 minutes from Chicago. You could give us a call at 630-777-4220. Go to our website, BOJE-E-Bikes.com, which is BOJ-E-Bikes.com. We're trying for social media, Instagram and YouTube at BOJE-E-Bikes. And there's probably like 10 other ones after that. But yeah, that's how you find us. Or I'm a pretty recognizable size and shape nowadays. I had a guy pop up to me while we're eating. Hey, are you Steve? It's like,
nice.
I read your shirt. I looked you up online. You
branding,
must be that guy.
the branding's working.
Yeah, that's also why I had to wear I'm a comic book character. I wear the same getup.
I love it.
You'll find it.
Well, if you want a great experience, BOJE-E-Bikes is the place to be, because literally I walked in 2 or 3 weeks ago and I was drawn to it. I love the business model and I love the experience that you get when you walk in. So thanks so much, Steve. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.